ready in 5, 4, 3, 2.
Yeah. Hey. Yeah. Where my mom's at? Where my mom's wearing thongs, hitting bongs at? Raising kids, cleaning shits, need a long nap. Where my mom's at?
Where My Mom's At podcast with Christina P.
Oh my gosh, big show today. But first, let me plug some dates. March 31st, Portland, Oregon. We just added a late show. Get your tickets to that one. Rohnert Park, California. That one's gone. Chicago, Illinois, Park West, April 29th. Milk Jockey, Wisconsin, April 30th. And then May 13th, Charlestown, West Virginia at the Hollywood Casino, ChristinaPOnline.com. Thank you to everybody that's purchased my lipstick. I cannot tell you how thrilled I am at that. I mean, it's just been bonkers, and keep on buying it. We're streamlining it now so that it can be made quicker. But it comes from Italy, guys. Takes a minute. Check out my store, ChristinaPOnline.com. Now, with me is I love you so fucking much, Heather McMahan, everybody. God damn it.
Hello.
You're
Hello.
so great. Can I tell you, I stumbled upon you during the pandy on the gram.
Yeah.
And like, you're just a presence. You're so fun to watch, and you're so bright and sparkly. And I feel
Thank
like
you.
in a world that's so cynical and jaded, to see somebody having fun and not really giving a rip, and it's just fresh.
Well, I appreciate it. I will say, like, I'm a pretty joyful person. I mean, in the comedy world, it's like, it can get dark.
Yeah.
And I've always just, really tried to giggle. I don't know. It's so, what do you even say to that? I appreciate it. Listen, I'm such a big fan of yours. You have no idea.
You're sweet.
Thank you.
I mean,
Listen, we're two hot blondes just fucking
I know.
doing it.
What's funny is, like, I think there's always a perception of women being shitty to each other, and I'm like, I'm the opposite. If there's a girl out there that's making it in comedy, I want to be friends with her, because there's so few of us. There's like 5 of us.
When you go on the road with men, you're like, I want to kill myself. Like, I just want to hang out with some cool girls. Yeah.
I know.
Yeah, I feel ya.
And so you are like this comedian for the women right now. Like, tell me about your career. And I did a little dive a long time ago, but I always like to hear it from people themselves.
Yeah.
Tell me about your life.
Oh, my life. Yes, I would say that, I am a spokesperson for the women of America and the world. No, I just found like a really strong female audience years ago. Kind of like a little bit of my backstory. I've been doing stand-up and improv and all that shit forever. And then I was living in LA, and then had this horrible thing. My dad dies of cancer. All of a sudden, I had to move home to Atlanta. So I moved home to Atlanta, and I literally moved in with my mother, right?
Oh my God.
So my mom, my sister, and I are trying to figure out, like, what the fuck is our new normal? How do we grieve? How do we do all this stuff? I honestly should not have been on the internet. Like, I was always a stand-up and doing comedy, but I was on like Xannies every day, just like putting up cathartically really how I felt about everything and about grieving. And I don't know why it just took off like wildfire.
Wait a minute. You mean to tell me that you just put up videos of your grieving process? It wasn't even like comedy?
It was comedy. I mean, I've always done like characters, and I was always in a wig, and I was like harassing my mom, and I would put up stand up and stuff. But it was just, I don't know why, like the grieving process just took me to a whole nother level. And I feel like I was saying all the things at the time that women were feeling, not just about grief, but about like life in general. And I just kind of like honed in on that. And, my bitches have been loyal.
Wow.
Love my girls. Yeah.
What is it that you dialed into, you think? What are some of the truths that resonated? Because I think it is really special when you tap into a nerve. You feel it.
Right. I don't know. It's feeling like, I feel like women, sometimes we feel like we can't say what we really want to say, right? Because if we say it, we come off as cunty or bitchy or too full of ourselves. I mean, you're always writing a fine fucking line when you've got a pussy about whether or not, if you really feel good about yourself, well, she's a snobby, uptight bitch.
Yeah.
And then there are other days when I'm on my period, which I'm like, I'm going to just drive my Jetta right off the bridge. It's like, where's the fine line?
Yeah.
But I don't know. I would just say things in a joyful way, like in a sarcastic. So it was like approachable, but it was still joyful. Like, all right, well, the joke's on me, and the joke's always been on me. So I think that way it also feels like a real God, I hate that this is even coming out of my mouth, but like a safe space. So then women would come around, they'd be like, I feel exactly the same way. I'm so glad somebody fucking said it. And it helped if I was in a wig, you know? Like,
yeah, that's so true. Cause you're very like visually appealing too. I love that you wear wigs and you do characters. You're not afraid to like,
oh, I'm in a glitter suit. You know what I mean? Like
love it.
I'm just, when your special came out and you're in this like hot pink diamond and you had and I'm always a lip girl. You know what I mean?
Me too, yeah.
And you had the diamond necklace on. I literally was getting ready to shoot my special and I had to call my people and I was like, we can't go hot pink. Christina's in hot pink. It's like, get the black glitter out, you know?
God.
But like, just, you know, I stay suited and booted. That's just, I love to like tap into the real feminine side of like who I am. Even though I have like the deepest, raspiest sex phone worker ever, voice ever, you know?
Yeah, because I've recently started enjoying dressing that outrageous and being feminine because I think for so many years as a stand-up, I was hiding my looks and hiding my breasts or hiding being feminine because I wanted to be seen as one of the guys.
Yeah.
And then you realize like, well, A, I'm never going to be one of the guys. And B, why do I want to be one of the guys? I'm not. I'm a girl. Yeah. And there's something wonderful and fun in that and playful in that. And fuck it. Who's holding me? I'm holding me back here. You know?
Yeah. I mean, even in my like early days of doing stand-up and especially like improv in New York, I would show up full blowout, hoops. I'm from the South. You know what I mean? Like a similar cheetah print blouse. And I'd show up and, you know, and everybody looked like they just rolled out of fucking bed. And I was like, no, honey, the show must go on. Yeah. This is a performance. Yeah. You know, like what the fuck are we doing here? Yeah. You know, I have like a full set of lashes on. Like that's just always who I've been. I mean, I also have two modes, like full Broadway and then like, you know, troll underneath a bridge telling you riddles. Like there is no medium. There's no just like throw on a t-shirt and run out to Whole Foods. There is no medium.
Yeah. I'm the same way though. And I think because during the pandemic, we all lived in sweatpants for essentially like a year, 2 years. And after the pandemic I shot my special in January of last year. And I wanted joy and I wanted to not to give the people, but to like present something pretty to look at for fuck's sake. Like everybody's so depressed. I wanted something glamorous. And I think people underrate beauty and the importance of beauty and the value of beauty. I know. And it kind of, I follow all the old supermodels like Christy Turlington. I'm obsessed.
I like Cindy Crawford and her equally stunning daughter. And then when the son got the eye tattoos, I was so upset.
I know, me
I was
too.
upset for her. I just the whole thing really had me unraveled.
The son is on the drugs.
He's on the drugs.
But can I tell you, she pulled back the career. She raised those kids. So
she did.
I don't know what the fuck is going on there.
But I blame everything on Pete Davidson. I don't even know if he was involved. I think he dated Kaya for like a hot second, but I blame everything on him. And I'm sure he's a lovely guy.
I'm sure.
But come on.
But Linda Evangelista and all these women that we grew up like idolizing, and you're like, what's wrong with that? And now it's considered wrong to like beauty and thinness and prettiness. It's like, no, that's a cool thing. If you're that beautiful,
lean in. Lean the fuck in. Yes.
I know.
Here's my thing. My weight's always fluctuated and so much of my comedy is always about being like, you know, a larger woman or whatever. But I know I'm drop dead gorgeous. So that was always my problem. I'm like, does not matter, you know, however much my weight has fluctuated. I always knew that when I walked into the room, people were like, she's got big titties, blonde hair, and a good fucking face. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's like, why are we not leaning in? I was never going to do, in stand-up, I was never going to be the comedian, like an oversized t-shirt, like, I'm so shy. Like, it's just not who I am.
That's so true. And don't you find, and I think I've heard you even say this, like, I don't think I've ever been kicked out of a guy's bed for being 20 pounds too heavy.
No. Like, no, they love that fat ass. Are you kidding me? Yeah. We also like kind of beefier guys. It's really weird too, because my husband looks kind of similar to your husband.
Can we see him?
Yeah.
You can show him?
Yeah, I'll definitely show him. Yeah.
Bring up her husband. Let's see.
Oh yeah. Can you look up Jeff Daniels? Not the Jeff Daniels.
I was going to say.
Yeah, from Dumb and Dumber. Yeah.
He's really funny.
Yeah. You may not be able to find him. Oh yeah, Heather McMahan. There we go. There's got to be a wedding photo. Who is Jeff Daniels? This is so funny.
Who is Jeff Daniels?
There you go. Go down to that photo.
Oh, you look so pretty.
Hold on. Roll down. Scroll down a little bit. Keep going. No, keep going. That one where he's got the hat on to the left. Oh, yeah. Or that one right there. You can see.
He's a beefy bear.
He's a beefy bear. But they got this similar, like, full beard.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
It's a type. I like
It's a
bears.
type.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
like it more than like, scrawny little dudes.
Oh, I've never been with a thin man.
The
have?
pressure's on you to be skinnier.
Yeah.
Like when I dated thin guys, it was always like, yeah, I don't like it. I don't like anyone whose whole identity is wrapped up in their body. And if
Yeah.
it's tight enough or fit enough, it's kind of boring, no? Like
I've also never really trusted guys with like really ripped bodies.
No,
I'm like, for
neither
the amount
have
of time you spend in the gym, you could, I don't know, be volunteering or
do
doing something
anything else.
better with yourself.
I know. Fuck.
Yeah.
Anyway, okay, so it started on Instagram.
Yeah.
Your father had died, and out of tragedy, God, that's always how it is, isn't it? Especially with creative things. If you can find a way to turn your feelings into something entertaining or at least valuable to other people is like so much better than just doing drugs all day and rotting and playing video
So
games.
much better than doing drugs all
Yeah.
day. Although I do love doing that some days.
I
you
do
know?
love drugs. Yeah.
I mean, I am trying to get health and wealth in my life. But I just started, I really felt like there was a huge setback in my life because here I was like in LA. And I have this theory about being in LA. As soon as you leave Los Angeles or the state of California, that's when the
That's
phone
when
rings.
shit happens. Every
That's when they
time.
want you back.
every time.
They tickle your taint while you're there,
Yep.
and then you leave, and then they're like, we need you for 6 months.
Yep.
And I'm like, where the fuck were y'all for 5 years while I was grinding and hustling and, driving across town at 4 o'clock to do commercial auditions?
Yeah.
Where were you?
Well, because show business is like dating. The
Yeah.
more disdain you show for the guy, the more he likes you. Right?
That's
if
the
you're
truth.
like, I like you. Do you like me? They're
Yeah.
like, no. And
No.
the minute you're like, I don't give a fuck about you.
Yeah.
And then they're like, hi.
They're up your ass.
Hi.
Yep.
But you're very good at show business. I saw on your Instagram, you're like, I'm in Variety. Like, didn't they
Yeah.
name you like the up and coming?
The Hollywood Reporter, I don't know
Yeah.
why, but this is the irony of it though. So the Hollywood Reporter says, I'm the next big thing, whatever the fuck that means. So I'm thinking next day or like hot off the press, next day, phone's going to be ringing. Managers,
Yeah.
agents are like, oh my God, you're starring in a movie with Austin Butler. No one is called. So I'm like, what are we doing here?
You're like the next big thing to what? To order a hot dog.
Yeah, I don't fucking know. In line at
Starbucks.
Starbucks.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I guess it's just, I'm next. I'm not up yet. You know what I mean? I'm in line. I'm queued up. I'm teed up, ready to go.
Yeah.
But I'm still on the bench. So I'm ready when they're ready to put me in.
Yeah.
I'm ready to go full reptilian lizard Illuminati and just
Yeah.
dive in.
Yeah. You know what's so interesting is I think that all of us, everybody's in the hierarchy and the totem pole. And I think
Yeah.
there's only one person who feels good about themselves and their place. And that might be Leonardo DiCaprio. Because from what I understand, all scripts get sent to Leonardo DiCaprio first. He gets
Really?
literally like anything worth a shit goes to Leonardo. And then second is like, I don't know, Tom Cruise, Brad Pitt.
Right.
I imagine even Tom Cruise and Brad Pitt are kind of like, I don't know, there's fucking that guy on top of me and I'm a guy under him. And who,
Right.
do you ever feel good enough in showbiz? Like, I don't know if that's possible.
No, you don't. Ever. I don't. Leo just doesn't give a fuck anymore, right?
No.
Like, I mean, he's done it all. Also, why don't you just retire? You're worth like probably hundreds of millions. We're done.
Well, he likes it. But can I tell you what I
Yeah.
recently had a thought about
What?
Leonardo?
What?
You know how he catches and releases these girls when they turn 25?
That is the best way to put it.
Yeah.
Catch and release.
But can I tell
Yeah.
you something?
Yeah.
It's actually, everybody's like, oh, that's so fucking sexist. What a piece of shit he is. He just
Yeah.
uses them when they're like, actually, that's probably the most humane and civilized thing he can do. Why? 25 is the age where a girl starts to go, man, wait a minute. Tick-tock, my biological clock is working. I'm dating this rich guy. Maybe I should hook him in.
Yeah.
Settle down. And then he goes, oh, no, sweetheart. Go back out into the world. So you can find another
Pete
rich
Davidson.
guy. Yeah. Like, you're still hot enough. You're only 25.
Right.
So I've given you plenty of time.
Right.
To get your meat hooks into another Richie.
That's smart.
I think he's fucking really nice, really humane. Good job, Leonardo DiCaprio.
Good job, Leo. I've heard wonderful things about him, and this is not me like flexing my dick or anything, but I have a friend who works with him a lot, and she's like, he's one of the nicest people.
I believe it. He can't be miserable. He's living his best life, just banging hot models, and he doesn't even have to work out. That body of his, he looks like a fucking 12-year-old girl. He's never done a push-up in his life, and he doesn't have to. That's how fucking rich
It's a soft
he
core.
is.
It's a fucking soft core. Yeah. Yeah. And he doesn't give a shit.
Doesn't give a shit.
Yeah.
He still is hot. His face looks great.
Did Cindy Crawford's daughter, did she date him too? No.
Shit, Cindy would have to have warned her about
But I feel like they're neighbors in Malibu or something. Yeah, they're all Malibu gals.
So you're ready to sell your soul to showbiz, what
Yes.
you're saying. You're here for it. You're an actress. I saw you're on Netflix. You're on shows.
Yes.
So is that ultimately where you want to land, is like acting gigs?
Well, I love stand-up because it's the only thing I think in show business that you can control. Like once the ball starts rolling, it's like I know I can go put up a show somewhere and it's my shit. Nobody can tell me no. Even if there's 3 people in the audience, it is my shit.
Yep.
So that's why comedy will always be the love. But yeah, I mean, I'm an actor. I was classically trained at the University of Mississippi.
You were?
Oh, darling, yes I was.
Oh, mommies, Valentine's Day is coming up. And you know my favorite website, adamandeve.com. That's how I've kept it spicy with Mr. Segura for the last 20 years. And believe me, they have something for everyone. It really is a one-stop shop for keeping your relationship fresh. And they have a special deal for Valentine's Day. Check this out. When you go to adamandeve.com and select almost any one item, you'll get it at 50% off almost any item. That's crazy, but that's not all. When you select your one item, you also get free shipping. Free shipping. So head on over to adamandeve.com and be sure to use my offer code WMMA. Again, that's WMMA. That's WMMA at adamandeve.com. Again, discreet shipping. Nobody's going to know what's in that box. Trust me. You don't want your mother-in-law or anybody knowing. They're not going to know. They're not going to know. Have a happy Valentine's Day. Mwah. Roses are red, violets are blue. Our friends at Manscaped have a gift for you. Breaking news, ladies. Manscaped are now selling beard products. Beard products. That's right. The leaders in grooming are revolutionizing the men's hygiene game once again with their new Beard Hedger Pro Kit. It all starts with the Beard Hedger. This cordless trimmer has a rotary wheel with 20 hair cutting lengths, all with one guard. So no more messy drawers full of extra add-ons. Do you hear that, ladies? No more messy drawers. Hello. Plus, he can sculpt his look however your heart desires to fully unlock his bearded confidence this Valentine's. Even better, save 20% off and free shipping with code WMMA at manscaped.com. That's 20% off with free shipping at manscaped.com. And use code WMMA. Spice up V-Day this year with Manscaped. Beard Hedger, one stroke, one guard, 20 lengths.
So of course, I also love playing other people. I'm kind of sick of myself right now.
Yeah.
Like, especially after doing
get
this
that
special
too.
and all this shit. And I got a podcast and all this. I'm like, I'm so sick of hearing my own voice. I want to just like dive in and play something else.
Yeah.
You know?
So
I'm a thespian.
I hear. So you're from the South. You grew up in Mississippi.
No, I grew up in Atlanta.
Okay.
Went to school in Mississippi.
Oh my gosh.
Moved to New York after, then LA, and then popped back to Atlanta. And then, yeah.
I can see all the influences. I can see the Southern girl, and then
Yeah.
I can see the New York, and then the Cali. It served you well. Like, I think it did form. I can see it.
Oh my
all
God.
the pieces.
Thank you. My mom's from
That's
Boston
cool.
and my husband's a Yankee. So people always think I'm from Chicago. Like
Yeah,
I'm,
you've got that vibe. Yeah.
I've got that vibe. Hell yeah.
Wow. So where
Go
did you
Bears.
shoot your special?
I shot it at the Lexington Opera House in Lexington, Kentucky. And I wanted to shoot it in the South just because I was like, that's, like I just love it. They just get it.
Get it.
And I wouldn't say like my style of comedy is like particularly Southern at all. I mean, my biggest market's New York, but I just wanted that feeling of just being around a bunch of women and cheetah print. And, they wear like real diamonds and pearls, you know what I mean? And they come out with like a real fur and they're like, this was grandmama's, this was Nana's. And that's like what I wanted in the audience when I shot
love
this.
that shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just developed an appreciation in the last year and a half living here of Southern women. And like I belong to a ladies book club.
Hell yes.
Yeah. And like that was so foreign to me growing up in LA. I make fun of that shit my whole life. And now I get it. Like it's
a sense of camaraderie. It's a sense of sisterhood. Like I was in a sorority at Ole Miss And it was the best 4 years of my life. And people don't get it, especially in comedy. Like, you were in a sorority. I'm like, fuck yes. It is not what people think. Like, I would show up to the house, get fed well, and just basically get a makeover every day and just party with my girlfriends. And I can still call them now. If God forbid something happens, like, I can call a handful of 160 women that I'm still close with and just be like, bitches, show up, roll through. I love Southern women. And I think and that's also like in storytelling, especially too. I hate these fucking coastal elitists who have this idea of what it's like to be a Southern woman.
Yeah.
Like, I would go on auditions and everybody was a fucking idiot. These parts that I would read for. And I always like read for a hooker because of this voice, right? So I'd go out like for, a truck stop hooker and I'd be like, no, you don't understand her. I understand this character. I would just get so pissed off.
Yeah.
At like the idea that Southern women are progressive and smart. I grew up on the show Designing Women. Do you remember Designing Women?
Yeah, I love that. That was a great cast. Was it Delta Burke was in that?
Delta Burke, Jean Smart, Annie Potts.
Annie Potts. She's still around. I love Annie Potts.
Yeah, Dixie Carter.
Ghostbusters. What do you want?
Yeah.
She's great. Yeah, this was a great show. Yeah, it's true because Southern women, there's a resilience, there's a strength there, but there's also a lot of respect for I don't know, manners and looking good and I don't know. It's a nice culture. I'm starting to slowly understand it and respect the South because I was one of those coastal snobs my whole life because I just grew up in LA and I was like, what? They're all like Bible thumping,
right?
Lunatics who are just shooting each other, and then you live
There's
here.
a few of them in
There's
there.
those, but not. But no, I like
it's
it.
honestly, bitches who just like the finer things in life, but have also had to hustle.
Yeah.
And but Texas in particular, I even come to Texas and I'm like, oh fuck, get out the spray tan. You know what I mean? Like, God damn it, Darby, spray me from head to toe. But I never thought in a million years either that I would have lived in Mississippi, and that's where I went for college. And my husband and I recently just bought a house there. I'm like, we live in Atlanta full time, but I was like, I love this little oasis in this little college town where I went, where it's just everybody is fucking fabulous and doesn't give a fuck. That's the biggest thing.
That's a huge thing
People
here.
don't give a fuck.
Yeah, legit.
And
the culture, to at least here, I find is enjoy your life first, and then comes hustle. There's a joie de vivre, if you will, that doesn't exist in LA because that's a hustle culture, and I think New York City is a hustle culture. People are building dreams and shit, man.
Yeah.
And every relationship there has to be an angle to it, and what can I get from you? Versus in the South, you just hang out with people because you like them.
Yeah, you can just drink,
chill,
smoke cigs, drink beer.
Yeah,
and
no one gives a fuck. Yeah,
who gives a
smoke
fuck?
cigarettes everywhere. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
So you're gonna be an actress. We've got your special.
Yeah,
huge. You just got married. That's cool.
Just got married. That is.
Is this your first marriage?
This is my first marriage.
Nice.
My first marriage. We don't have kids yet. This is so fucked up. I literally was just looking. I've been doing this thing at night where when I get anxious, I just write down, right?
Yeah.
Trying to write down all my worries because if not, I'm an insomniac. I'll be up till 5 a.m. just scratching my teeth about all the things I need to fix. And I went down the list of all the things that I was worried about. And the last thing was when do I have a baby?
Ooh,
and I said that today to my buddy and I was like, these are the thoughts that I have at 4 a.m. And there's no pressure societal. Well, there is actually. So fuck that. But I'm turning 36 this year.
Oh, baby.
I know. And
You're
I'm
a
just
puppy.
I know. But I have no eggs left.
How do you know that?
Because I did egg freezing 2 years ago.
Good.
Well, I went into it selfishly thinking I was going to get a bunch of eggs and embryos, and then I was just going to have a bunch of Kardashians and just retire and be Kris Jenner. And then they were like, you have no eggs. So out of I had to do it multiple times, and I only ended up getting one embryo. So I have a daughter on ice, which is crazy that I know I have a daughter. But I'm just fuck, do I do it this year? Do we try again? Do I do the egg? I just got really fucked up from doing the egg freezing process. The hormones just took me out. So I'm in this weird spot where I know I'm young. My mom had me at 40. That's probably why I do comedy, as an old egg.
Yeah.
But just these are the things that keep me up at night. The marriage thing, great. He's fine. Love him. We've been together 12 years. I feel like we've been married for 12 years.
Oh my gosh, I didn't realize that.
Yeah. We've been together a long time.
Wait, so why now? Why after 12 years?
Great question. Let's fucking call him. Why, Jeff?
Yeah, why now? Why the delay?
No, I mean, we were kids. We met when we were 22 and I was doing comedy in New York. And I basically told him, I said, listen, I got to follow my dream. I'm moving to LA. And Jeff's like has a wonderful, stable job. He's in real estate and finance. And he was like, go, fly, little birdie, fly. So I went to LA and then I came back to Atlanta, then moved back to New York. So we've been long distance for like 8 out of the 12 years. Never broke up once, never had a hiccup. Like he's just my man. I know that's rare.
Wow.
Yeah.
You're like Dolly Parton and what's his name?
We don't know because no one's ever fucking
Nobody's
seen him. No one knows who he is.
But there's just some relationships that can stand the test of time and
knock on wood. I mean, now
You're
I'm like,
I don't know, we're married now.
yeah. Now we're a year into marriage and it really does change. When you say I do, all of a sudden you sit back and you're like, the fuck?
Yeah.
When did you become this lazy?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm just like, what does he do? I never realized he ever played video games ever, period. And the other day he was setting up.
Annie?
Yeah, he's setting up a PlayStation 5 to just do golf. It's only golf shit. But I never realized,
how much it dries your vag out when he brings out the PlayStation, right?
just Sahara.
Sucks all the moisture
Yeah.
out of our vaginas when you see that fucking PlayStation come out. Oh.
We feel nothing for you.
Yeah,
Shut the fuck up.
And he gets a little cheesed when I talk shit. We have Vag Dryer. We talk about Vag Dryers on the show, stuff that guys do that would just fucking turn us off. And for me, the video games are paramount. It's so infantile. And I think when you marry a man, I think you're right. You go from like, first of all, when people are like, what's the big deal about getting married? What's the big deal? It's like, you make that person your family, bro.
That's what it is.
You can't just peace out and walk out. Like they're your fucking family. So now they have a standard to live up to, right? Like he's your man, he's your wingman, he's your bro, he's your soldier. You guys are in the fucking trenches together. And if you're up hustling and he's fucking 4 a.m, it's like, what's he doing to help the hustle?
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck are you doing, bro?
And I'm up looking at air fryer porn. Literally, that's all I look at. I watch air fryer porn. Did you know you can put anything in an air fryer? And then I write down my list of like worries, And he was never a video gamer. This is a brand new thing. It's just because he's so dialed into golf.
So why is that, Annie? Why did he what happened? So he got married and then he brought out the video game.
Well, specifically for this fucking golf thing. It's a golf video game and that he plays with his bros and it's only golf. And we have this joke that he's like semi-retired because he does like finance and real estate. I don't actually really know what he does. So he's on the golf course like 7 days a week and I've become very bitter and resentful. And we had a conversation the other day. I said, I don't want to be that bitch.
Yeah.
But you've got to hide that you're playing golf.
Yeah.
Just hide. Fucking lie to me. Just say you're going to the bank.
This finally.
Just say
this is what I've been trying to articulate. It's like so, but what is it about it that makes you so fired up?
Because I'm on the road working my ass off. And being in our business, there's never a day off. Truly. And you have kids, so there's literally not a second off.
No.
So for me, I'm like, just lie to me. Say you need to go to the bank and just see a guy about cash.
Right.
I don't give a fuck. Yeah. And hide for 8 hours. I don't care. And then come back in a suit with a fake briefcase and be like, it's all fixed.
Yeah.
It's just, I know when I'm schlepping through the Cleveland airport and I've got 2 shows that night.
I know.
And you're on the golf course. It makes my teeth itch.
The worst is when Tommy would be on the road and I'd be home with like our, 3-year-old and our 1-year-old. And he's like, went out, had fun with the guys, went to this cool comedian party, smoked weed with Dave Chappelle. And I'm just like, oh, did ya? Was that fun? Did you have a good time? And meanwhile, there's like children screaming and I'm wiping asses and vomit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you got to do race car driving? That's fun.
How do you do it being on the road with kids?
So that's an interesting question. And actually, I really don't these days. And I think I'm going to have to change how I do that business.
Yeah.
Actually, so if I were to tell you, like, I don't know if your husband can stay home with the kids while you're out.
Oh, he better.
He's gonna.
He's gonna have to.
Yeah. But because Tom is aggressively touring, I choose to really just stay home for the most part and do this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I want either Tom or I are home usually with the kids when we go out. That's how I recommend doing it. You can take the little one. If you have one kid, take it on the road as much as you can until they go into school.
Right.
I don't know. Don't have more than one, but you only have one embryo.
I know, that's true.
So then you're good.
One roll of the dice, right?
Yeah.
I know.
You can have one kid, easy peasy. 2 is like having 20. if you want a career, it's tough.
I know. But then all my friends that are only children, I'm like,
They're so gnarly.
Yeah.
I know yesterday, like no offense to people that have one and done. I totally get it. I was an only child. I think if you are an only child, I know how sad and lonely I was, but my parents were also fucked up.
Right.
Anyway, I met an only child yesterday at the movie theater. This little kid was coming around talking to my boys, and he was so articulate.
Yeah.
He was like, "Is that an iguana?" Actually, no, that's a spotted dragon, and I know that because it has a beard and a spot. And I was like, "You're an only child, aren't you?" Because he was so...
Because he had to talk to adults.
Yeah.
But I was always that kid who wanted to hang out with the adults. Like I hung out with my friends, but if I was at a sleepover, I wanted to like figure out what was going on with like my friend's stepmom. You know what I mean? I wanted to like chit chat.
What's going on?
What's going on?
Chit chat.
Yeah, I want to chit chat
I
with the
learned
stepmom.
that chit chat. That's a Southern thing.
Chit chat. Yeah, sometimes you just got chit chat. You know, in the South, we don't have, we don't gossip. We have prayer requests. Never forget that. I'm going to pray for you.
Oh, prayer
Christina, I'm going
requests.
to pray for your dry vagina. I got you. I'm going to pray for you.
I'm gonna pray for you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's so true. They go, yeah. God damn, you guys are sneaky.
Yeah.
But very caring and considerate. When shit goes down, Southern women do check on you, and they're
Yeah.
cool as shit.
Yeah, they'll show up with a casserole.
Yeah.
You know, a pack of Marlboros, and you know their grandmother's pearls. Truly,
Yeah.
and be like, you need to wear these to the funeral.
Yeah.
And here's a secret cig. You know, you got to sit down when you smoke it, but here's a secret cig because we know you need it.
That's so rad. So we know what dries video games. Is anything else dry or veg? When you see a
General
guy-
laziness.
Yeah, that's bad.
And I realized, like, obviously women were such multitaskers, but I think being a working woman and then, like, the things that I handle in my brain on a day-to-day basis is fucking crazy. And there's some things, and this is just for men in general. Like, if I give Jeff a task, he's not lazy, he'll do it. But he can only focus on that one fucking task.
I know.
And I'm like, I've done 45 other things.
I know.
And then he gets mad at me when I get mad at him because I'm like, how can you not do more than one thing? And he's just like, I'm doing the best I can, you know.
Just
Do
not
me
enough.
a bitch.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, wait until you have a kid, and then you'll really want to fucking beat the shit out of him. I know. You're like, wait, why can't you do this? What are you fucking stupid?
Yeah.
Or you'll be like, if you ask them to do something, there's like 40,000 questions attached to it, and you're like, just.
It's the question before I've even finished the statement.
Yeah.
I need you to book the tickets.
Oh, forget
to
it.
where?
Forget it.
To let me finish. If you would have let me take in an extra breath, I would have said to
Yeah.
Austin, Texas,
Yeah.
you know, to Hawaii. I'm going to tell you the date. I'm going to follow up. Just let me get the full fucking sentence out, and then you'll have the information. You dumb fuck. I'm so sorry, sweetie. I love you, but I know you're on the golf course right now, so go fuck yourself.
Oh, the golf course, the fake golf course.
Yeah, I've really leveled up my husband's life. Like, we moved back to Atlanta.
That's awesome.
We live next to our country club.
It's amazing.
I mean, he's just, you know, he was this like city slicker New York guy who's just like, you know, at the clubhouse with the boys. You know, he has nothing to complain about.
yeah. No, his
Yeah.
life is great.
Yeah. And we live with my mother. We moved into my childhood home.
Stop.
Yeah. So this house that I moved, when I said I moved back in with my mom after my dad died, I then left, moved back to New York. And then the pandemic hit. My husband was like, your mom's inviting us down. Like, let's go. So we move in with my mom again. Now we've like taken over the house. I mean, my mom's a widow. She's a hot little minxo. She's 75, doesn't look a day over 40. And she treats my husband like a king. So my husband is like living the dream, playing golf, gets meatballs made for him every day. And meanwhile, I'm like doing yard work. Like,
Yeah.
how did we get
Getting
here?
on a plane, working your dick
Yeah.
off.
Yeah.
I know. Isn't that great? So he must worship you. He'd better worship
He
you.
does. Yes. Yes.
That's fucking great.
And we've also, but I will say, like, as much as I can tease about his life now, he was there for me and like supported me when
of
I
course.
was hustling.
Well, because there's no guarantees in this business.
Yeah.
Do you think he'll be a stay-at-home dad?
I don't know, but honestly, I would love it.
Yeah, it'd be great.
Yeah. Because you can do the finance. He can, you know, do the
Yeah.
stock markets from the laptop, you know?
Yeah.
Sure. Great.
Yeah, I think it'd be really great. You might be the next evolution of like marriage and family. You know,
We haven't run this by him yet, though. So he may be like,
let me do your life for you.
yeah.
I mean, yeah, because look, you are the primary, as far as I know. I don't know how much he makes, but it looks like you're the the Hollywood Reporter said it.
Yeah.
So you're the next
thing.
big thing. So don't you love how they declare that stuff? You're like, how do you get what? Like, what poll did you guys take a poll?
No, I literally asked him, I was like, who chose this?
It's so funny how that all works. Do you know
Yeah.
that you can buy your Hollywood star?
You can?
You buy it? No, you do buy it. It's usually the studio who buys it for. So like, let's say you're promoting a movie.
Okay.
The studio pays for the star, and then you show up and there's a committee that has to approve this.
Okay. So I can't like buy it tomorrow.
Well, I tried. I wanted to because I was like, when my special came out, I called my publicist and I was like, all right, what's the rigmarole?
Right.
Who do I pay to get on the Grammys or whatever?
Yeah.
And he had an answer for me. He's like, well, actually, here's what you. And I was like there's it's pretty
Anything can be bought in
crazy.
Hollywood.
Yeah. Wait, Google how much of Hollywood Walk of Fame star is. I think it's 20,000, which is not at all.
I'm a new money bitch. I'll throw money at anything these days. You know what I mean?
Let's get you a
20,000,
star.
let's go.
But it's $30,000. As of 2022, it's 50 grand. That's not bad for a star forever.
Yeah.
Let's get you one.
For European.
You know, you should have your publicist send them that article and be like, well, hello, I'm the next fucking. Let's do a fundraiser for you to get your star.
Let's do a GoFundMe.
A GoFundMe?
Let's do a GoFundMe. You know what? Who's going to come through? The women who follow me.
women. I
Are
know.
you kidding me?
That's
And then I
so
do some like
cool.
VIP thing where I fly one of them out with me and they get to brush my hair before, we put the star down. I mean, it could be.
What
this
is
could be
it? Do you
epic.
think your listeners, like, they want to be your best friend, your fans, they want to be your best friend, right? Like, they're like, oh my gosh, I know you. You're like my sister. You're my.
Yes. And I do always get, people are always like, you remind me so much of my friend. She had a horrible drinking problem, but was like so much fun, like my sister. And I'm like, okay, thank you.
It's the beginning of the year, and what better time to do all your doctor's appointments? Especially, why not look into your reproductive health? You're curious, maybe you have some anxiety about it. Resolve that anxiety. I love this company, Modern Fertility. It's an easy and affordable way to test your fertility hormones at home with a simple finger prick. You mail it in with a prepaid label, and you get your results within 6 business days. This is amazing. You get insight into your hormone levels, like your ovarian reserve, whether or not you have fewer or more eggs than you thought, and other important factors that can impact your fertility. The results go deep into what every hormone means, and you can also download the results to review with your doctor. It's very exciting, guys. I wish I had this when I was making babies, because this is so much easier than going into a doctor's office. Traditional hormone testing at a fertility clinic can cost over $600, but Modern Fertility tests the same general set of hormones for only $179. And if you go to modernfertility.com/WMMA, you can get $20 off your test. Right now, Modern Fertility is offering our listeners $20 off the test when you go to modernfertility.com/WMMA. That means your test will cost $159, which is a fraction of what it would cost at a fertility clinic. Get $20 off your fertility test when you go to modernfertility.com/WMMA. Modernfertility.com/WMMA.
I think it's just, it's the relatability, right? Like, we're going to sit around and kiki, and I'm not going to judge you. I'm going to roast you, but I'm not going to judge you.
Yeah,
You know?
of course. You're so funny, dude. You got like Joan Rivers vibes. I love those vibes.
Can I tell you?
Such strong Joan Rivers.
That
vibes.
is she was my end all be all.
Yeah,
my,
she's fucking-
my idol. And I
Yeah.
got to meet her
Yeah.
a couple times in New York. And then I moved to LA, and I was sitting at a bar, and she came in. It was like 5:00. It was early, right? I just moved to LA. So she's sitting at a table, and I went up to her and I said, Ms. Rivers, we met a couple times, but I just wanted you to know, like, you're the reason why I've stuck with comedy, and you're the reason I moved to LA. And she was like, I like you. But I was like, and her assistant was like, do you want to take a photo with her? I was like, no, we've actually taken a photo before. Enjoy your dinner. I walk away. So I'm sitting there and I'm like shaking, sitting at the bar, like, oh my God, she's here. She came up to me and she put her hand on my shoulder and she just said, you got chutzpah, kid. I have a good feeling about you. You're going to make it. And then she left. It was like a ghost. Like, she just disappeared. And I got in my car and I called my dad and I was like, Dad, Joan gave me her blessing. And I wept. Like, that was the day she died. People sent me more flowers the day she died than when my own dad died.
That's so funny.
Like, I just loved her. She was one of the reasons why I got into comedy. I just truly loved, like, how she did not give a fuck.
She did not give a fuck. And there's this great clip of Joan in the 1960s on a late night show.
Yeah.
And it's like, would you Google like Joan Rivers in the 60s on the Tonight Show? I wish you could see it. She's like, when you're a single woman, they want to fix you up with anybody. he's a doctor, bring him along. He's got a hunch on his back, bring him along. It's this great. And then she does it pregnant even. She's on like late night. And that was really one of the first times you ever saw a female comic doing this. And then she was supposed to take over for Johnny. And then she made the cardinal sin, whatever. She took her own show on Fox, which anybody would have done in show business. And Johnny was so offended that he cut her out completely, which is so stupid.
And then that's why her husband apparently
committed
suicide because he was like, felt so bad about the deal. Yeah.
Yeah, just terrible. I mean, I can't imagine anybody in show business not getting it, that if you get offered your own show, that trumps inheriting, but not even inheriting for sure, because was she even offered the Tonight Show formally from Johnny?
I don't know. Definitely not. No.
It was like an implied thing, like maybe one day, maybe you'll get to be the inheritor.
Of course they all dangle the fucking carrot.
Yeah. So like, I wonder why he cut her out so bad. He really blacklisted her.
Her
long time.
documentary, A Piece of Work, was
truly
I love
like that one.
If you haven't seen it, everybody's got to watch it. But it was just the most eye-opening thing for me, and I was just like, and I saw her right before she passed. I saw her perform actually in Atlanta at the Symphony Hall, and she did like almost 2 hours. She's
amazing.
In full feathers. She's got a piano player, baby grand out there. She's like, being dramatic, laying on the piano. The jokes were insane. She came out and said literally, she starts the show. She points at every single person in the audience, and she's just like saying everything. Just like, I don't give a fuck. And I remember being there and being like, this is just refreshing. It's so refreshing to see her at 84, just let it rip.
Yeah, I saw her in like 2013. And she came out it was a big theater, and she came out and she had these big post-it note, poster boards with like the joke headers on there, usually when you make your notes. Yeah. And she was saying the craziest shit that like younger comics were too afraid to say. Mm-hmm. You're like, how is it that this old broad ain't afraid and you guys are just shaking in your boots like, I'm going to get canceled? She don't fucking give a shit.
She didn't give a fuck. When she died, they did a Christie's or a Sotheby's auction of her stuff. I didn't have any money at the time. And all I wanted was this like Tiffany silver dog bowl. So it's not available anymore. But I have told my husband, like, if you ever really want to get me a gift, get me one of her dog bowls. Yeah. Somewhere on like eBay, Christie's, whatever this auction is. It's a couple grand. Like, that's all I want is I want one of her dog bowls for my dog.
How funny. You were obsessed. So I am obsessed with Phyllis Diller. Ugh. And same thing, when she passed, I didn't have any money and all her shit went to Sotheby's. And so anyway, now I slowly buy.
Yes.
I'm friends with like her grandson, and I buy like slowly pieces that I wanted, like her feather boas. And
you have to.
Yeah. But isn't that wonderful that one person who you look up to can give you their blessing and it just completely changes you and gives you faith, because you need to have so much faith in yourself to become a comedian and go against your family's wishes for you and against sanity. Like, what sane person wants to be a comedian? It's so irrational.
I get asked sometimes by young women who want to get in the business. They're like, what are your tips and tricks? And I'm like, don't fucking do it.
Yeah, it's the worst.
It's the worst. Don't do it. I'm so blessed and I really love what I do. But it's also like, I've been 14 years in. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, I've been grinding, and now
you finally
Hollywood's next
You're
big
next.
thing.
You're
I'm next. At year 22, I'll be up, but right now I'm next. So yeah, but I really truly loved her, but she's fucking iconic.
Iconic, dude.
Yeah.
It's interesting with those icons, though, is there's also a price you pay for being that iconic. I mean, she was close with Melissa, her daughter, but show business was her entire life.
Right.
Everything was in service of the career. And it's interesting when women decide to be that level of success. It's like we expect men to neglect their families in service of the career, because that's what they do. I always talk about, what's the fucking Lombardi? Vince Lombardi is one of the most celebrated. He's a coach, right? He was just, right? He coached football. Most celebrated coach. He was the biggest piece of shit father, piece of shit husband, piece of shit human. Johnny Carson. Yeah. Iconic, biggest piece of shit husband. How many wives did fucking Johnny Carson have? 7 or something ridiculous like that? Yeah. It's like, it's such a sacrifice to be number one. I don't know.
And that's why I feel, no, you're totally right. And that's why I feel in this day and age too, it's like, okay, I know I want to be, when you brought up family earlier, it was interesting. It was like, yeah, I got married to my husband because I want that to be our family. And I have not had this like maternal clock ticking where I'm like, I want the baby. I don't crave the baby. I crave like the funny 10-year-old who I can like kiki with. And I know, how old are your kids again?
So 4 and 7. And I'm just getting there where it's fun.
Yeah.
Not like, oh my God, I want to fucking die.
Right.
Because the early years were the worst, Heather.
Did you crave though? Were you, it kicked in where you're like, I'm ready to be a mommy?
I literally woke up at 35 years old.
Yeah.
Like my birth, we were in the Dominican Republic. I turned 35 and I was like, let's go, Tommy. Time to blast loads in me. Like, I fucking for real. Like my clock just ding.
Yeah.
And everything inside of me wanted a baby, primal. And then when it didn't happen right away, I was gutted. And you have a couple miscarriages, whatever, and you're like, I have to do this. If I can't do this, what am I?
Right.
I'm a woman. All I'm supposed to do is be able to make a baby and I can't do it. So
mine's like every other Tuesday. Like Jeff says it, like depositing in the bank. He's like, can I deposit in the bank tonight? Which really, like, I have low fertility, so he should just be able to like, just jizz all over the place.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, and I'll panic at the last minute. I'm like, just pull the fuck out. And I'm even on birth control because I get like ovarian cysts, not even to not get pregnant. And literally I panic. It's like, I want one. But then like right before I go to bed, I'll be like, give me a baby. Like, give me a baby. And he's like, are you sure? And then I'm like, pull out. It's this weird, just up and down. I don't know what the fuck is going on. But I also think because I'm Hollywood's next big thing, there's just a sense of like such pressure because I was a late bloomer in my career. You know what I mean? So it's like I'm in this like prime pocket right now where I got to fucking grind for I want to work for the next 5 years and then be like, peace out, I'm in the Turks and Caicos. You'll never hear from me again.
But you can because, and I tell women watching this show all the time, do what Heather did. Go put your eggs on ice.
Yes, do it.
If you're worried, and I know it's expensive. Yeah, bitch, so is IVF. When you're 40 and you're infertile, it gets even more expensive if you delay it.
Yeah.
Go put your eggs on ice and you can put that embryo in you at 50.
Yeah.
Because the uterus is still good.
Well, and that was the thing. My doctor was like, you were built to breed. Like, I mean, my shoulders, my tits, like I am just built to carry. But so that's why it was so interesting when they went in and they were like, okay, you have a low egg count. So I know that if we did another round of IVF to get the embryos, they would just have to beef me up again. And that almost took me down. That is not to discourage other women though. I wish I would have done it in my 20s. Why did I wait till 33 to do it? I was so angry. And it's bullshit about like our education system. Like, you don't know what you don't know. Why hadn't my gynecologist since I was 18 going to the gyno been checking me
for fertility?
For my fertility. It's your AMH, your anti-Mullerian hormone. You can do it with a simple blood test. Why was nobody saying, hey, bitch? Because my fertility doctor was like, yeah, you probably had low fertility for a really long time. And we waited really long. And I'm like, I had no fucking idea. And why did nobody tell me?
But had you known at like 20 years old, you could have taken younger eggs.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so who knows what the fuck this baby's going to turn out to be.
He's like all frozen and But then also, I'm in perimenopause now, and I didn't even, I'm 46, so like that makes sense, right?
Yeah.
And I was like, why am I so miserable for like the last 2 years? I've just been night sweats and miserable.
Yeah.
And I've told everybody, and they're like, just up your Lexapro. And I was like, no, I don't think so. I finally got blood tested and like had my hormones looked at. And of course, there's an imbalance going on. And
it's always the hormones.
Yeah.
Always comes down to it.
But why did no one, not my general practitioner, nobody was like, go get your hormone. Dr. Drew told me to do it. And I was like, oh, okay. And had I not been friends with him,
you wouldn't have known.
Yeah.
I saw a functional medicine doctor, started going to one like 3 years ago. That's who encouraged me because it showed up in my functional medicine. So it's like it's a MD, but who also like kind of leans more Eastern. Basically for women especially, any woman who's listening to this, please, for the love of God, go get your hormones checked. She was the one who like signaled it for me. She was like, your AMH is really low. So have you talked to your gynecologist? I go in, talk to my gynecologist. She's like, oh yeah, if you want to have a baby, we should try and do it this year. I was like, why can't this year? I'm on tour.
Yeah,
like,
it's not happening.
It's not happening. So then I went through a rigorous process. Like I had rounds of shots that didn't even work. Like my eggs didn't even.
What do you mean? Like,
well, I fucked it up one time, and I talk about this in the special about like this whole fertility journey, but they just send you home with like needles and medicine, and they're like, figure it out. Like they don't even send you home with a YouTube video. It's like a pamphlet. Like I'm a civilian. I could barely figure out how to pay my taxes, and now you want to inject myself? Like get the fuck out of here.
Know.
So one of the rounds I did it wrong because I mixed the medicines wrong. So that's $20,000 down the drain. And then the second one, they were like, we're really going to beef you up. So I had to do like a month of testosterone, weeks of vaginal suppositories. That will make you fucking crazy. Yep. And I was thinking, if I would have done this 5 years ago, we may not be in this situation. I mean, I grew like a full beard and was...
You did?
Yeah, basically, and was just like road raging. And I was just horny all the time. Because when you're on testosterone, you're just beefed up and horny. And it's weird.
You're a dude.
No, I fully... Yeah. And I get it. And I have a joke. I'm like, I now understand why guys are so horny and angry at the same time. Because it's just the tea.
It's the tea. It makes you horny and angry. Horny.
Yeah.
Wow.
And sort of sad, too.
Yeah, I know. I was like, but on the other hand, it's what built civilizations and conquered, other people so we could have cool stuff. So thanks, guys.
Thanks.
For being horny and angry.
Yeah.
Thanks, bros. Toxic masculinity. Wow. Well, I would recommend delaying it, especially if you're a woman in show business.
Yeah.
Like I waited until the 11th hour to have kids. Like literally it was like my first one I had at 39 and then the second at 42 or 41. Like I just turned 42. So I really came in at the 11th hour. Yeah. If you're trying to build your career, ladies, I would say wait. If you don't want to build a career and you don't want, don't worry. Just make babies now. But if you want to establish yourself first, like I think where you're at, you could. Because here's the thing, when that baby starts growing, you can tour like I did. I shot The Degenerates like 8 months pregnant. It was horrible. And I wouldn't recommend doing it because you're just already suffering. And like you want to stop touring after like around 6 months. Okay. Just because third trimester is horrible. Right. And then after you have the baby, the first 90 days are torture too. Like you want to be home. You can't tour. Yeah. You don't want to fucking do that.
And then also the pressure to we always talk about like snap back and do this. And then especially if you're on camera, but if you're on camera too and you're like, then, okay, I've just had a baby. It takes a year for you to feel like yourself again. Yeah, at least.
2 or 3, I'd say.
So, okay, that's good advice. I need it. You know what? I really appreciate that. I appreciate just an honest bitch looking me in the eyes and being like, no.
Just wait.
No.
Well, what's the hard? I think because in your situation, if you're telling me you have it on ice. Yeah. So then what's the hurry? Literally you can implant that at 50 and be fine.
I think what I'll have to do is maybe do one more round just to get some more. See if I can get some backups, because I've also now been on the other side of like my girlfriends my age who've done multiple rounds of IVF and they've gone through, 10 eggs. They had the bank of eggs, then they've gone through it. I mean, you just never know. I mean, you gotta give it up to the Lord and just hope. If this daughter's meant to be, she's gonna be.
She's gonna be.
She's gonna be.
Bless her heart. And when you guys say, bless her heart, but that's when you don't like somebody.
Yeah, you say bless her heart, like you're a fucking idiot.
You're a bitch. Yeah.
You're a bitch.
Yeah, or I mean, you could do egg donors too. There's that whole route. So it's not like the end of the world.
Yeah. But then I would be like, at that point, if you're gonna get an egg donation, I'm like, just adapt. I know. Maybe I don't want a kid with like my psychosis and my husband's enormous head. Maybe a fresh start.
Because Tommy's so big. The first kid, they were like, you can't birth this. The baby's too big. It's going to rip you apart. We're going to C-section you. And I was like, cool. Yeah. And then I went into labor and they couldn't C-section me. So I had to blast it out my cooch, the first one. And
did you rip tip to taint?
I didn't rip, bro. They cut me tip to taint. They fucking did full epidural, right? No, full episiotomy.
To your butthole?
Uh-huh.
How's your butthole now?
See, here's the deal. After the first one...
I just perked up. How's your butthole?
Yeah. So after the first one, it wasn't normal. After the first baby, something didn't grow back right. And I was like, dude, my fucking asshole and my vag are fucked forever. And then after the second baby, they episiotomed me. And then the doctor who sewed me up did something right. Okay. And now I'm totally normal.
Great.
I mean, praise Jesus, right? Praise Allah, praise them all, because
truly, because I've had friends who like their buttholes are still like hanging out. Like
what?
Like rectal prolapse, and they're having to go and do like physical therapy. My girlfriend in Nashville specializes in pelvic floor rehabilitation.
That's a huge thing, man.
And I never knew, like, the irony of it is when they say, like, oh, you have a loose vagina because you've had so many kids and that's why you always, like, pee yourself. She's like, no, it's actually because your floor is so tight. Your pelvic floor is so tight because the muscles went through such trauma that you actually have to go in there and massage it and release the muscles.
Wait, how do you massage your pelvic?
Somebody's got to go in there and,
Stop it.
Yes.
They finger you?
Yeah. They go in there. I don't think there's anything.
Do I get to choose who fingers me?
I'm sure you could.
Is Ryan Gosling available for this?
Is Leonardo DiCaprio available?
What's Leo doing? Is he in between films? God, that'd be so cool if you could choose who gets
I mean,
to
if
do
I could
that.
call like Bobby Cannavale, I think he's so
Who's
dreamy.
that? Let me see him.
Bobby
Will you come up?
Cannavale, he's married to Rose Byrne. I told this.
Oh,
Yeah,
Okay, my
he's
husband worked on a movie. Yes, I like him.
Yeah, he's
I
cute.
like
He's
him.
my type.
Tom said he's super nice too.
Oh, good.
He's
I
great.
love to hear that.
Yeah, he's good. Yeah, Rose
Yeah.
Byrne's gorgeous too. What a
Stunning.
pig.
Yeah, talented.
Ugh.
Ugh, we hate her.
Hate her. So fucking great.
Yeah, but I really appreciate you just being honest.
Sorry, I know it's my
No.
disease. I can't.
No, I think that is the most refreshing thing I've heard because I hear it from all over. And of course, like you can never have a real honest conversation with like, people you work with because they're like, oh no, if the train goes off the tracks, i.e., me paying everyone, they're
Yeah.
like freaking out. But I just am like, okay, maybe we'll do one more round, get another egg.
Yeah.
And then I'll just chill.
Yeah,
Put it in somebody else too.
you can do that.
I think I might
you
want to
can
do that.
surrogate it.
Yeah.
It's not the end of the world. I mean, unless you're a woman who's like, I really want the experience of being pregnant.
No desire.
Oh, then just
I have no desire
surrogate.
for the experience because my mom was so sick with both my sister and I.
Oh, then you might get sick
Yeah,
too.
and she said like, don't do it. She said if I could give any woman a piece of advice, have somebody else carry your kid if you can.
Yeah.
Because she was so ill.
Then you might inherit that too. Who was I just talking to? Oh, we had a writer in here. Jessica, what's her last name? Sorry.
Gross.
Jessica Gross had 2 pregnancies. She just was vomiting the whole time, super
Yeah.
ill. So yeah, I wish we could give women permission to not have to carry. Like if they're getting sick, it's not the end of the world if you can't carry your baby or breastfeed your baby. Blah
Right.
blah blah blah.
Also, like, are we not at the point where we just have pods? Like, are we not there
No,
yet?
like the Matrix.
Yeah, just put them in a pod. Hand me the baby. We're good.
I know.
I had an ovarian cyst rupture, and that was the closest thing to like labor. They were like that.
Really?
Yeah.
That's what it
was-
feels like.
They were like, this is basically. I mean, it was awful, and mine happened on an airplane internationally, and it was awful. And they're like, it's like having a kidney stone.
Fuck.
Yeah.
I hear that's as bad as labor.
And I just remember like my husband couldn't even handle that, and I'm like, that lasted 2 days, and I'm just like, I can't. You know what I mean?
Wait, can I tell you something before I forget?
Yeah.
Is that delay it if you can, because you're right at you're like right on the bubble of whatever. So
Right.
just ride the wave next year or two maybe.
Okay.
But also, secondly, babies bring show business blessings.
Really?
Much like what you said, this is what Al Madrigal said this to my husband when I was pregnant with the first baby. He's like, you're going to get business blessings. And sure enough, that the year I gave birth to Ellis was when Tommy got his first Netflix special. So it's true. Babies bring blessings. So the minute you decide to get pregnant, Hollywood will go, hey, did you want that sitcom? Because we've just greenlit your pilot. And you're going to be 8 weeks pregnant when they tell you, and then you're going to have to hide your pregnancy. So fuck it. Actually, I changed my mind.
Because I'm trying to get a show picked up right now.
Oh, go
so
get
maybe
pregnant.
go get pregnant.
100%.
Deposit in the bank.
100%. Because the
Okay.
minute I got pregnant is when they were like, do you want a half hour? Do you want to do this? Do you want to
Yeah.
do one? And I was like, oh, Jesus Christ, I'm so pregnant.
It's like, again, when you leave LA, they fucking want you. As soon as you're knocked up, oh, let's put you on camera for.
Especially.
We're going to shoot for 8 months. You just got this sitcom.
Oh,
Good
yeah.
luck to you, bitch.
And especially if your audience is women, oh my God, they're just going to see dollars raining down.
Well, that's the thing too is, when I talked about in my last tour about the fertility journey, it was really wild too. Speaking about it, so many women came up to me like, thank God somebody's fucking saying it. Thank God you have talked about it. And now they're like, all right, now we're ready for the baby. We need you to
Yeah.
experience all of it because that's the next step, Heather. You did the wedding, you did the fertility journey. Now we need the cherub. We need the baby.
See,
Yeah.
sorry, I'm also very practically minded. I'm kind of like autistic that way where I just go with like, what's the practical answer?
Right.
And so the practical person in me is like, just wait, delay it if you have it on ice, like you're
Right.
good. But then the emotional part, which I forgot you have of the tugging.
Yeah.
So then,
Is the family.
try, can you like, okay, here's what we're going to do.
Okay, great. I love that
ready?
you're planning this out for me.
Here's what
Yes,
we're
I
gonna do
love
for
you,
your pregnancy.
Christina.
You're going to put that first one in.
Okay.
When you're ready.
Okay.
Because that's easier, right? To ramp up your uterus. Like, don't you just take, because I'm trying to remember when I did IVF. I think you do like 2 weeks of like hormones, right?
Yep, 2 weeks of hormones.
Or they're going to do a mock cycle on you.
Okay.
So it's 1 month of a mock cycle to build up your uterus.
Right.
And then they're going to repeat the same protocol
Okay.
the second month. And then they're going to put in that embryo.
Okay.
Dude, you might get lucky and it'll just go. Is
Right.
your uterus healthy, the inside?
Yeah.
No tumors, nothing on there?
No. I just got the ovarian cyst when I got off birth control, which was a bitch. Like, so now I got to stay on the birth control so I don't get the cyst. What has happened?
It's terrible.
Again, another thing they don't fucking tell you. Like, how did How did nobody tell me that that's a thing? I
Wait,
also
what's
think
the thing? Sorry.
just that, like, you know, I was on birth control for so long. I didn't know that I had ovarian cysts. And then when I got off of it to do IVF, then they were like, then I started getting cysts. I didn't even know I had them because when you're on birth control, it helps like basically keep them dormant. Wow. Again, we don't know anything. We're actually living in the Matrix. This is some female bullshit.
It's so, and our systems are so complicated. And I remember when I was going through IVF, have you done the HSG testing?
Which was awful.
Awful. Like
The most
everything.
painful thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I remember the lady like this fucking mean Asian lady laughing. She's like, "Oh, does it hurt?" She's like, "Childbirth hurt more." And I was like, "Thank you, fuck face." Like,
Yeah. Like I just blacked out on a Tuesday at 8 a.m. Well, the wildest thing is when you're going through and that you basically get fisted every morning. They draw a pint of blood and you don't know and I had to do it 3 times to even get the one embryo, like the full cycle.
Fuck.
So I can only imagine. And I've had friends, one of my girlfriends has literally had multiple rounds of IVF with implantation not work. And so she and I talk about it all the time. And I was just like at what point? You feel like a machine. You feel like a guinea pig at some point, right?
Yeah, it's sad.
Yeah.
Well, just for those listening, HSG is when they inject dye into your fallopian tubes into your uterus, and then they look at it on the screen because it like electrifies your insides. Remember?
To see there's like a blockage,
just
right?
to see that the tract, everything is clear.
Yeah.
And it hurts so bad.
And they tell you can take like a Tylenol beforehand. I took a Xanax, of course. Any chance I could take a Xanax, I'm going to take one. Yeah, but it was still so fucking painful.
Oh my God, that's so funny. So I have this thing called Pazsitzky Effects where I've been doing things stupidly my whole life.
Okay.
And then I figured out the right way. Like I had a fucking root canal.
Yeah.
And the guy was like, "Do you want laughing gas?" And I was like, "No, I can take a Xanax." And then I was like, I can take a Xanax before everything that's unpleasant
Yes.
medically.
But also, I would also like the laughing gas with the Xanax. I love laughing gas. I'm not a big drug girl. I never have been. Like, it's just not my thing.
Yeah.
But laughing gas, she fucks with.
Yeah, I don't remember. What is it like? I'm not sure if I've been on
You
it.
just get like kind of like high and euphoric and tingly. Like, I'll ask for laughing gas if I get a routine cleaning.
Wow.
Yeah. I get why dentists like get addicted. Oh. And I do not have an addictive personality. That's just like I can stop things. But the laughing gas, I could kind of get a feel for it.
That's rad.
And then as soon as they take it off, the feeling goes away. Because I hate like when you take an edible and you're like, when is this going to end? As soon as they take the laughing gas off, maybe 3 minutes later, you're like feeling totally normal. You can drive home.
Oh, it's so wild.
Yeah.
How does that work?
I don't know.
Just like shuts your brain down.
Yeah. It
That's
just
fucking weird.
turns off all like the nerve receptors or whatever. So I'm never afraid of the dentist. I'm like, put me in, coach.
I'm going to try it again.
Yeah, you should go for it.
Here, let's do some Pazsitzky Effects. Now that we're on
Let's do it.
the topic, these are things you should do practical ways, but then I'm an idiot. I end up doing it the wrong. These are listener ones.
Hey, Christina, can I actually give you one?
Yeah.
I'm curious if you guys think this is stupid.
Sure.
You know.
Oh, put your headphones on. Sorry, Annie. Sorry.
Yep.
You know when you open a pill bottle and you got that little piece of cotton that's in there?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Am I the only one that puts it back in after I get the pills out?
That's insane.
That's
All
insane.
right.
I know.
That's the most
do that.
insane thing I've ever heard in my life.
You do that too, Chad?
Yeah, I don't know why.
The fuck is wrong with you?
When I was a
guys?
kid, I thought that it was for freshness. Something told me it was for freshness. So I'm like, oh, I got to put this back in there.
They still have like those gel, like, what are they? The gel packs that
Yeah.
are still in there.
The silica, right?
The silica. So you pull out the cotton and the silica's still in there. I'll leave the silica in there, maybe.
Yeah, but you're just creating an active barrier between you and your
Drugs.
drugs. Yeah.
Yeah, every time I open my pill bottle, I'm like, God damn, I gotta take this shit out.
God,
Feels
that's
weird.
so
I gotta
funny.
put the pills out. And the other day, I was like, wait, I was like doing it, and I'm like, yeah, but it keeps it fresh. Oh no, it doesn't.
No, it doesn't.
Oh no, that's a dumb thought. That's a dumb thought.
Oh my God, there is
Yeah.
this girl who called in who was like, I've been saving my bobby pins since I was 13 years old. And I have like these old, bent out of shape, sharp, you know how like the ends
Yeah.
fall off, that I've been keeping since like junior high. And every time I look at bobby pins now, I think about it. Could you imagine saving a bobby pin for like 20 years?
No, I can't even
How?
keep a hair thing. Like, I'll have one on my wrist, and in 20 minutes later, my hair thing's gone.
Yeah.
Like, Jeff, his biggest complaint is like, where the fuck? There's just hair things everywhere, all over our house,
hair
all the time.
things. I know. I know.
Yeah, what are they called? Just hair things.
Hair things.
It's always a hair thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Samesies. I can't. All right, let's do some, do we have any voicemails?
What's up, Mommy Jeans? It's Keith, and I'm a complete TikTok.
I just realized that it's called overalls because they go over all of your clothes.
Bro.
Complete R word. Hope you have a good day.
Did you know that?
Yeah, I'm from the South.
I did not know that. Overalls. Fuck, dude. I'm so stupid.
Yeah, because they just go over
So fucking
and then they
retarded.
snap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God, dude. Just blew my mind, bro.
I didn't know. Apparently, if you say like, I always thought it was you were wolfing something down.
Wolfing?
But apparently it's wolfing.
Wolfing.
You're wolfing it down, eating it like a wolf. And I've my entire life been like, I'm wolfing it down. I'm wolfing down chicken tenders. So I refuse to change it to wolfing.
Yeah,
It's woofing.
It's woofing.
I'm wolfing it down.
Yeah, I like woofing better. I think woofing sounds better. I also say the word horking. That's a horking sound.
Okay.
Instead of hawking, right?
Yeah.
It's hawking a loogie. I like horking.
That makes more sense.
As I agree with you, is woofing sounds better than wolfing.
Yeah.
Because I don't know wolves that well enough to be like, hey, you look just like a wolf I know. You're acting like a wolf that I'm familiar with.
Me either.
It's stupid. Yeah.
Coyotes, though, I fucking know them.
I know coyotes very
know
well. Just
them.
kidding. I don't know. Do you know raccoons?
No, I'm not. A possum is possums and deer. I see a lot,
Yeah.
but the raccoons I don't fuck with.
Yeah. Armadillos, we have those here.
Oh yeah, you got everything here. You've seen a lot of snakes in your backyard.
I seen snakes. I seen toads,
Yeah,
catfish.
well, I love a fried catfish. Ooh, chef's kiss.
Yeah. Turtles. We got them tortoises in the backyard. Swans.
Nice.
I fuck with all of it.
Yeah, I fuck with animals in general. I genuinely enjoy them.
I know, I do too. All right, let's do one more.
Hey, Mom, Tina, Christine's. Just wanted to hit you guys up with a little Pazsitzky effect. I was just here eating a delicious drive-through meal because I'm a super cool guy, and I know this won't apply to everybody because, as I just realized, I'm a lot more retarded than I thought. But when they gave me my drink, it didn't have a straw in it. It was in the bag, and so I ate my entire meal, and I was reading all the information on the side of my drink, and I was thirsty, but you know, my drink didn't have a straw in it.
I can't drink it. I can't drink it.
It wasn't until I was searching the bottom of my bag for bag fries that I realized my straw was right here, and I could have been drinking my drink this entire time. So,
Who doesn't
my
know?
Pazsitzky effect
Who
is
doesn't know?
you can put your own damn straw in your own damn cup, and you can enjoy a tasty beverage with your meal if you're not too retarded.
Yeah.
Thanks, Mommy.
He didn't look in the bag, is what he's saying.
Yeah, well, I always look in the bag. I go
You
for the
always
bag
look in-
fries before I get the regular fries.
Really?
Yeah, I'm looking for the loose critters at the bottom. Yeah. Are you kidding me?
Best French fry. Go ahead.
Chick-fil-A.
Yeah, easily.
Easily. Yeah. Yeah. It just. And you know what? When I used to live in LA, I would go to
Chick-fil-A.
In-N-Out if I was really hungover.
Get the fuck out of
I
here.
would go to In-N-Out, and then I would drive across the street to the Hollywood Chick-fil-A to get the waffle fries. So I get the burger at In-N-Out and the fries at
Wow.
Chick-fil-A. Because I think the fries at In-N-Out are trash.
Wow.
Yep, I said it, and I know. I'm waiting for them to come for me. It's just
What are you going to tell me next? That Whataburger is good?
I've never darkened the doors
It's
of a.
fucking garbage.
It's garbage. And people in Texas are very crazy about it.
They're stupid. Whataburger. I don't like it. I don't think it's that great.
Real quick, can
Yeah.
we talk about the fact that he could have just taken off the lid and drank the
I know.
soda?
But can I tell you
talk about
something?
that?
Nothing bothers me more than ice cubes in a cup full of fluid. Like, then, you know what I mean? And banging on your teeth and stuff. And like, you get the.
And when it's
I don't
like,
like it.
you know, the plastic top, like it doesn't matter. You're gonna spill. It's
gonna
just it's
spill, yeah.
awkward. Yeah, you're gonna have Sprite or Diet Coke down your shirt. It never works.
Have you ever done the move where you just suck? You suck on where the straw area is supposed to be, and you go, and then you drink it that way.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
I have a thing where I'll just be thirsty all day, and I will like genuinely like I could have drank water. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'll be thirsty, and 4 or 5 o'clock will hit, and I'll be like, on the verge of fainting. I've eaten all day, but I've just forgotten to hydrate.
Yeah.
So I have to carry around like hydration tablets with me. That's my thing. I just forget.
Really?
Yeah.
Hydration tablet, like for people that are severely dehydrated in the desert and stuff, like to save your life from like being on an IV.
And I could have just drank water all day, but instead at 5 o'clock hits and I'm like, I haven't had anything to drink all day. Like, that's crazy. I thought about that in the shower actually today. I was like, I'm thirsty. Just drink water. Like, just do it. Just go ahead and drink it. And it's not, I don't not like water. I love water. So when I'm home, I have my giant, that big Stanley cup.
Yeah.
Have you seen the ones that all the mommies have?
Yes. Oh, yes. Of course. It's hugely popular.
Yeah. And I treated myself last year. I got a crushed ice machine, like the really good Sonic crushed ice, to force myself to drink water.
You can do that?
Oh,
you
yeah.
can buy yourself crushed ice?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, shit, man.
You can get one on Amazon and it can sit on your counter, but I went in. I got like the real fancy one.
Fuck yeah, dog.
Yeah.
You deserve it. You've earned it.
I do. I deserve that ice.
Yeah.
Because if not, I'll just forget to drink.
Okay.
Yeah.
But you don't mind the taste of water. It's just because sometimes I have to pee really bad, but then I'll hold it super long just to torture myself too. What is that?
Well, I have a tiny urethra.
Oh.
So when I pee, like I have the tiniest pee hole. So when I pee, it's like a sharp stream.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Wait, has this been verified by a doctor?
By a urologist.
He's like, you have a tiny urethra.
Mm-hmm. He said, I don't know how to tell you this, but you have a tiny urethra. Because every time I pee, because I get frequent UTIs as a kid, like I could never sit in the bath. I'd have to change my swimsuit real quick. And so my mom was like, what's going on? They were like, it's just my pee hole is tiny. So when I pee, I'm always jealous, like when I'm in a restroom with other women and the trickle, the tinkle, and mine's just full.
Wow. That might be why you don't want to drink water. I'm being serious because you know that it's going to suck when you pee.
Yeah. It's always aggressive.
Aggressive.
It's aggressive.
Hilarious. Now I want to see it.
Oh, yeah, I'll show you.
When you send me a video.
I will show you a video.
We'll put it on TikTok. No, I'm just kidding.
And that's how
Wow.
I'll be up next. You know what I mean?
That's how
That's
Hollywood's next thing.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, then. I will say this, though, about Hollywood's next thing.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes those articles are true. I've seen a lot of people, like the Variety 10 up-and-comers.
Yeah.
A lot of those people end up, up and coming. So you're there.
Put me in, coach.
You're in.
Me and my tiny urethra.
But you've already made it. Like, what? You know what I mean? You've made it, Heather McMahan. You're famous.
I love you.
Yeah.
Well,
what more do you need? You're doing it.
Yeah. I'm going to do this tour, hopefully shoot this next tour, and then I might take a little time off of the road. But I would be nice to.
Then make your baby then.
Then I'll make my baby. Sit on a movie set with Leonardo DiCaprio and Bobby Cannavale.
And let him fix
them lactate on me, you know? That'd be nice.
Pelvic floor exercises.
Oh, that'd be lovely.
Yeah, it's your tiny urethra that's hindering your drinking water. I guarantee it.
You're right.
Yeah.
But I did think, like, if God forbid Jeff were to get hit by a bus tomorrow, do you know how sexy it would be to put tiny urethra on, like, your Bumble profile? You know? Pisces, comedian, tiny pee hole.
Tiny pee hole.
Yeah.
Can you enlarge your pee hole? Do you think?
So there is actually a thing where they can go in and it's like a little balloon effect. They can also do it to like your sinuses, which I also need done, and they can blow it up. But it's never really bothered me. Like I don't get UTIs that much anymore. So I'm like, good.
Okay.
I think my body, once it like, I stretched out a little bit.
Yeah.
It too caught up. It's still a strong stream, but I'm okay. Wow. I'm going to make it.
It's so crazy what people have, like their issues. You never think that's a thing. I never heard of such a thing.
You got any weird health issues?
Oh, fuck, I get eczema on my elbows.
Girl, eczema warrior right here. My whole life. And we're in dry season right now. So it is flaky and itchy.
It's flaky as shit right now.
Yeah.
I've got autoimmune stuff like
Same.
that. Yeah, my body gets really
achy,
agitated. Yeah, I can do that. Mm-hmm. Skin stuff, little rashes. But I'm fairly healthy. Let me think. I don't have any tumors.
Thank God.
I get like weird eye things.
Okay.
I get like, mouth. Cold sore. I had a cold sore over Christmas. That was the worst.
Cold sore warrior. Yeah. Got him since I was a kid. There's nothing worse.
Nothing worse because everybody assumes you're a whore. You look trashy when you look like you've sucked dicks, like so many dicks that you got a cold sore. It's so awful. Everyone assumes you're a slut.
And you know what? It's bullshit because if my husband gets a cold sore, he can hide it in his beard. Nobody knows. Nobody knows. Yeah.
But with us. Front and center.
Yeah.
God, those are embarrassing.
Those are.
That's more my jam. It's like I get all keyed up, anxious, and then like autoimmune, like cold sores and shit like that.
I honestly think genital herpes would be easier. And I don't mean to say that out loud, like knock on wood.
Yeah,
But it's at least people don't even know you got it. At least you can hide it and just be in pain.
Painful.
I'm sure it is painful. Yeah.
You'd rather have it on your vagina than your face?
Well, don't you feel like you could just still go about your day? You're still going to have to take drugs for it. So, I mean, I got to ice my pussy just on a Tuesday. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, of course, everybody wants what they don't have.
Oh, one of my legs is shorter than the other.
Really?
Uh-huh.
Which one?
My left leg is shorter than my right leg my whole life.
Okay.
So that's caused like pelvic tilting things. That's an issue.
Have you seen a chiropractor about it?
Oh,
You know, they always...
Who gives a fuck?
Who
Yeah,
gives
it's
a fuck?
stupid. I don't care. I just do Pilates and
Yeah.
I broke my left ankle too. So I don't fucking, everyone has something. You gotta go on.
You got to go on, whether it's a cold
Fucking
sore,
go on.
no eggs, you're thirsty all the time and you don't drink, you got a tiny pee hole, you get anxious and sweaty, you're perimenopausal.
Yeah.
I mean, fuck.
Yeah.
We're out here surviving.
Oh, I know.
What?
Okay, I also knocked out half of this tooth as a kid, so now I have to get veneers or I have to get front teeth every fucking few years. It sucks.
That's my biggest fear.
That sucks.
I watched American History X, and when the guy curb stops,
I know that part.
That is my biggest fear. Like, I have
it's
that dream of my
gnarly.
teeth, falling out all the time.
It happens.
But it's because I grind my teeth at night because I got my list of anxieties.
Yeah.
So I started Botoxing my jaw.
Oh, yeah.
It's the only thing that works.
Yeah.
And it's starting to wear off now, so I'm getting grindy and like a little methy.
So you're real fired up. You're fired up broad.
I'm a fired up broad.
Yeah. What's the anxiety about career? Am I going to make it?
Yeah.
I know. I was there
Yeah.
too. I did the same shit.
Yeah. And you're just, the road is a grind. Like, I love what I do, but it's, I wake up sometimes too in hotels and I'm like, where am I?
Yes.
I'd never know where I am.
Yeah.
And it never stops. The job never stops too, also, I think, in the biz, because you can't just do one thing. It's not like I just go and do touring. I also have to have a podcast, and then I have to have scripts, and then I do this, and then I shoot brand deals, and then you do this, da-da-da-da. I mean, at this point, I would love to just sell photos of my butthole on OnlyFans. That would be relaxing.
Oh my God, you really could at this point. I mean, you have such a diehard audience. You really could.
I don't think women are going to buy photos of my butthole.
You'd be surprised.
You think?
The right kind of women. The right kind.
If you build it, they will come.
Yeah.
Literally.
Yeah, you should. You should sell pictures of your tiny urethra. I would buy it. I would buy that.
Like, do a calendar?
And sign it. Heather McMahon's tiny pee hole. Sexy pee holes. All right, one more. Let's do one more Pazsitzky effect, and then we'll let Miss McMahon go. I'm sure. Do you have your show tonight?
I do.
Oh my God. Okay.
Yeah.
Then we should let you get out of here so you can rest.
Hey, Christina. My name's Gray, and I am from Bumfuck, South Carolina.
Hell yeah.
I'm also a 21-year-old dumbass, but I've had a Pazsitzky effect. So, hear me out. Flossing, right?
Flossing.
Nobody likes to floss. I don't floss, but I don't have cavities. But I thought about it. I was like, okay, well, sometimes when I floss, it doesn't really feel clean. Like, I have to floss, like, again. And then I thought about it. Toothpaste. We brush our teeth with that. You could put it on the floss and floss with that, so it's like extra clean.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't know. Anyways, let me know what you think.
Wow.
Beat me, spit on me, and can you be my mom? That would be awesome. All
I
right,
would.
bye.
Wow. I mean, I didn't even know that's possible.
I feel like that would be hard, though, if you put the toothpaste on the floss and then, it's already getting slimy and grimy through. I'm addicted to the toothpicks, those dental ones.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Wait, the ones, okay.
You pick?
The green, yeah.
Yeah.
With the green brush.
Oh, yeah.
Me too. I'm fully hooked on it.
To the point where, like, it hurts and the gums are bleeding, and I'm obsessed.
So good.
Yeah.
But I do it because you're supposed to make them bleed a little so that it builds resilience. Because I have root canals and crowns.
Okay.
And to get in between it, you have to do that.
I didn't know that.
It's good for you to bleed.
My husband's ick is that I do that in bed. And he's like, but I'm already like.
Are we soulmates? Wait, let me ask you this and be honest.
Yeah.
What do you do with the toothpick after in bed?
I put it on my nightstand.
I think we're twins.
Yes. Will you carry my baby?
Yes. Dude, Heather, you and I are really similar. That's so.
And it drives him nuts.
Do you want to hear even grosser?
Yes, please.
I take those flossers.
Uh-huh.
I don't even put them on my nightstand. I just fucking throw them on the ground.
Oh, fuck yes. bad bitch alert.
Yeah. In my like alley. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, it's my little fucking corner of the world. He
Yeah.
doesn't come over there. But everybody on YMH staff was like, oh, it's so fucking gross. Ugh. And I'm
If
like,
that's the grossest thing
yeah,
you do, get the fuck
it's
out
not
of here.
the grossest. What's the grossest thing I do? There's
Wiping your snot on your shirt.
Oh, okay. So here's another thing I do when I'm with the kids and like we're all sick. I'll just, and my nose is running, I'll do this. But it's not in like a good shirt. It's like a home, like just a shitty schmata.
That's also survival. So you know what? No, I've done that. I mean, I've had a runny
She's
nose.
downplaying what she
stop
does.
the cap. Stop the cap.
Okay, go
You
ahead.
fully blow your nose into your shirt.
I blow my nose into my shirt.
Okay, bitch.
And in the
Okay. All right, my trot. We are one. We are together. You're going to carry my baby, but I just need you to know.
Oh my God.
But see, I'm a very mucusy kind of gal. So
Yeah.
it's never a dry. It's going to be wet. And then I'm going to have a wet shirt.
Yeah.
You go for it?
Fine. I go for it. You can blow your nose on the inside of a tee. Fine. And I'll walk around all day. I don't give a fuck. God, these guys are such babies.
They really are.
They're such chicks. Like, I'm grosser than all of them.
Yeah.
And they're all like,
Live your life.
Be a lady.
Yeah. You know what?
I know. Can I tell you something?
Yeah.
I feel like you and me doing the road and like, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
living in shitty motels and stuff makes you way more of a dude. And I think it makes you a little bit of a dude.
Yeah, and when you're in like comedy clubs and theaters and you're dealing with like the head of the IATSE, who's like a 75-year-old man named Carl, who's like, hey, let me tell you, I want to give you some notes on your set.
Oh my God.
And you're just like, here we go. You have to learn how to just buck up and survive.
Yeah.
And you're living off protein bars and Red Bulls and you're just
Yep.
like tweaking and you're like, just keep going, one more show.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's when you don't give a shit about like hygiene. You know what I mean? Give a shit.
And I sweat so much on stage, almost like
Do you really?
But nobody can tell. It's all underneath. And I think it's because I wear like big, heavy glitter suits. But like literally, I'm kind of like Cat Williams adjacent.
Oh, okay.
You won't be able to tell from the face. I never have to like pat myself down. But when I get off stage, I can literally like wring out my
Really?
suits. It's disgusting.
If you, I don't know if you're a stylist or whatever, they can sew in armpit patches into your suits so that you can sweat into armpit patches.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
It's just it's a costume. It's heavy, you know?
Yeah.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
I
You're
love
welcome. I love you too. Thank you so much for
Oh my God.
coming. And
Thank you for having me.
I think you're amazing. You are already Hollywood's big thing. They don't need to fucking tell you you're next, bitch. You're here.
She's
All right?
here. She's horned up, ready to go.
Horned up. You're ready to go. You got your tiny urethra. You're going to put that embryo in. Your life is going really well. You just got married.
Yeah.
You're attractive. You're young. You're vibrant. You're fertile.
Let's do it, baby.
Heather McMahan, I love you so much. Thank you for coming. I really appreciate that.
Hey, I really appreciate you. This has been a dream.
You're the best. All right. Thank you for watching. Go ahead and subscribe. And then I love you. Until next time, stay cool, moms. Bye. Hi, Mommy. Thank you for watching that episode. Did you like what you see? I hope you did. So why don't you subscribe? Just click the subscribe button and, hit the notification bell so you can get notified. And also, why don't you watch another video? Watch one of these. You know what I'm saying? Like right here, down there, whatever. There's so much stuff, bro. I make these all the time for you to watch. That's why I'm here. I love you.